Welcome to my studio. I'm the painter Joseph Marioni. 45 years ago, I moved to New York City, where I maintain a studio in Midtown Manhattan. About 10 years ago, I needed to expand and started looking for alternative space. My assistant, Charles Abdu, found this studio that we're now in the city of Tamaqua. It was advertised on the internet. Originally, I thought, no, it's too far to go. But when I came out to Tamaqua and saw the space, saw the studio, and particularly the light in this town, I was convinced. And so I moved in and started the renovation. The town at the time was at the beginnings of developing what I would call or say was a renaissance of the town, the revitalization of the town. Thanks to people, a few members of the town like Schmulligan, who instigated the restoration of the train station, and Micah Gursky, who's now promoting the town, and particularly to Senator Dave Argel, who has brought enormous support to the city of Tamaqua and is instrumental in the revitalization of the community. The town is extremely interesting in that it is a center. When my friends asked me what Tamaqua was like, I said, well, it's like the little town under the Christmas tree. There's a train that runs through the middle of the town. It's got a little Victorian train station, and all the houses have little candles in the windows. But it's more than just a little town under the Christmas tree. It is a center because geographically, it's the intersection of rivers, the intersection of roads, and the intersection of trains all occur in the center of Tamaqua. And so it needs to be understood that it's not just a coal mining town in Pennsylvania. It was the shopping district for Pennsylvania. Once had 6 theaters in it, and it is an artist's paradise in terms of being able to provide studios. This town has a Moose Lodge, an Elks Lodge, a Mason's Lodge, an Oddfellows Lodge. All of these buildings are fabulous artist studios. And the reason I bought this building is because it is really built for an artist. There's a great deal of space here made for artists. The community is adaptable for that. And there's a small group of people in the town that are working really hard to develop the town and bring it back to its full realization. It is the cultural identity of any community that gives it its life, and this town has the potential for being a major cultural center. So I would invite everybody to come and check it out, because when I originally thought that this was too far to go, it's actually 2 hours from New York City. My assistant came out and looked at it and came back and said to me, a painter, the one thing that got me to come out here. He said the light in the town is really beautiful, and that is the case. One of the important things about its location is that it's accessible to centers. It's accessible to New York, to Baltimore, to Philadelphia, to Washington, D.C. And after around 1980, there was no longer a center. When I moved to New York City was the center of the art world. It was the cultural center of the art world. But subsequently, with air travel and massive communications, there is no longer a center. There are now centers. New York, London, Paris, Rome, Los Angeles, Dubai. These are all centers of the world. And what you need is not to live in the center, but to have access to the center. So a place like Tamaqua is extremely conducive to having a film crew come out, a video crew, a music crew to come out, where you can live and work and produce your product and put it under your arm and take it to the center in a matter of hours. So it is a nice, clean, comfortable place to live, and it provides and has available an enormous amount of studio space that is affordable, very livable, and extremely comfortable community to live in. So I welcome you all to come to Tamaqua and join me